Alright, welcome back guys. Today we're going to be covering Legion Remix on the PTR. And yes, there's a dungeon queue pop. I am going to just talk over it, because why not? Alright, so today we're going to look at the overview and my first impressions on Legion Remix. I'm going to just do a dungeon just to show you guys some of the abilities and stuff on your artifact weapon. This is your, yeah, okay, well we got this Ayashara. What, man, this dungeon took me like 2 hours just to get into. Alright, so we are playing Survival Hunter. Yes, Survival Hunter. I do not recommend leveling as a Survival Hunter for the first 20 levels because it is a nightmare. You only have 2 weapons. Well, 2 abilities. So we're gonna set this guy to focus, and then we're gonna wait on these guys. I don't think these guys know they're entered the dungeon. Alright, so what's new with Legion Remix? Alright, Legion Remix, let me show you guys what what's pretty cool about this place. Alright, so you have obviously your Legion stuff. Well, hold on a second. Alright, anyway, as I was saying, we're just gonna run through a dungeon really quick just to show you guys some of the abilities that these Blizzard has introduced in Legion Remix. The one I'm using right now is going to be called a Neron's Everdis. So this is basically an arcane orb that you can play ping pong with. It's on my hot action bar right now. I'm gonna try to switch this in every boss just to show you guys what's going on. You know what am I playing with? Alright, so as you can see, a lot of things are pretty flashy. Yeah, some guys using the Storm Runner talent. That's the other one. Okay, so I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to press this disc. Okay, now what it does is it comes back, it arcs back, and then you can just ping pong this thing to the enemy. And okay, while it's not hitting the enemy, yeah, it hits it about 3 times. It's not very accurate because it's also a bit of annoying to kind of deal with, because if it doesn't hit your target and you're running to it and it bounces off, unfortunately it won't actually, you know, sometimes it just misses and you're just out of luck. Alright, artifact from sand. That's the only way you can upgrade your artifact weapon, is through artifacts from sand. That'll increase your item level by 6 on each of your on your current weapon. And then if you have another weapon for your off spec, like another artifact weapon on your off spec, if it's sitting in your bags, it also increases the item level of that. So pretty cool, pretty awesome. It drops pretty randomly. Sometimes it just, you know, kind of doesn't. Well, sometimes it just, well, random drop. Sorry, it's 12 a.m. I'm kind of losing my mind here. I've waited for this dungeon for like 2 hours. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys the gear that you can get from Legion Remix. So remember Mr. Pandaria, your gear is like it comes with Tinker slots. Well, you don't have any more Tinker Gems in Legion Remix, so instead of Tinker Gems, you have the artifact weapons and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, I am going to actually use Call of the Wild here, or sorry, Stampede. What I call Super Stampede is gonna replace the Norgadon, the Everdisc. All right, I'm gonna use that on the next boss because these guys are just gonna die. Okay. Anyway, like I was saying about your gear, you know what? No more Tinker Gems. Unfortunately, no more Tinker Gems. Those are sort of fun ones, right? Instead, you have these artifact abilities. So, yeah. And so you have these artifact abilities. The gear that you have now are not upgradable. You have to replace them each and every time. It comes with main stat and stamina, and sometimes you get speed if you have like a rare or an epic item. And then the rest of them just comes with just percent stats. So as you can see over here, it's just random stuff. Okay, for your jewelry, the only way well, you get jewelry from the same place you get pretty much everything else, just out in the open doing stuff like that. Now jewelry actually gives you a passive stat from the artifact tree. So like for example, yes, it's 580. Yeah, no, it's bugged. There's a weekly quest. That's a weekly or daily quest on the Infinite Bazaar, which is what we were at before. The, you know, like the, what was it, the headquarters or something like that. Yeah, it gives you like a daily quest to get like a jewelry. So, and it's bugged to where it's giving max level stuff. So unfortunately, I'm stuck with that. Anyway, let me show you the Call of the Forest. This is what it looks like. It is so cool. It's basically a super stampede, and look at this. Somebody has the disc. Well, was it just Arcane Mage? I don't know. Either way, somebody has it. It looks like it at least. All right. And yeah, this is just a normal dungeon. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a heroic one. This, like I said, it took me 2 hours. I was looking for that too, but unfortunate. Oh, I actually got a piece of loot back there. Okay, so I'm gonna equip that. Okay, so see your jewelry. Oh, don't want to go that far. Your jewelry gives you like passive stats. So the passive stats are the circle. Once you see the ones circled, those are the ones I'm getting from the ranks of the from the jewelry ranks. So yeah, pretty cool. And also the first thing you get when you log in, when you get your weapon, you have this thing called remix time. I'll show you what it does right now. Oh, there it goes. Remix time. Look at the cooldown. Look at the cooldown. There it goes. And it's, in case you're wondering where to get it from, that's just the first trait you get for your artifact. So you get that unlocked right away. Alright. Okay, let me see if I can try something. Well, I can't. Unfortunately, I'm in you guys can. Alright, because of how bugged I am on my character with these 580 item level stuff, it gives me like 6,000 8,000 stamina at my level. Yeah, I have like 500k health at level 50, so I'm not able to die. So yes, it's a bug. Oh, well, it's dead. Okay, well, never mind. Alright, so yeah. I have a Shara, just a normal dungeon. But everything dies pretty quick, so. Like I said, every class in Legion Remix has the same artifact weapon. It looks exactly like this, so. For everybody. So it's not really any kind of a unique stuff going on here. Did I pull those? Anyway. Alright, so I'm going to try to get a combat, show you guys in the next one. And whatever I can't show you guys in this dungeon, I'll show you after the dungeon. So, in the meantime, I'm still talking over it. So, yeah, whenever you guys do log into Legion Remix, you will do the Delaran starting quest. You're going to be unlocking some stuff. Okay, I got to find out what we got to. Okay, there we go. I'm out of combat. Let's see, I'm going to show you guys the Felguard one. The Felguard one's pretty cool. Oh, come on. Well, I guess I'll have to kill these things first. Alright, so as far as Legion Remix goes, I'm going to keep rambling on here. Some of this stuff in Legion Remix, for example, the Mythic Plus stuff, is not available. I don't know why. We only have like 2 days left on that, but it hasn't been available. Right. Okay, this is the Felguard one. This is what I call the Twisted. This is the Twisted Crusade. I'm going to show you guys in the next plus what it does, because it's more effective if it stays up longer. Yeah, anyway, the Mythic Plus dungeons were not available. Yeah, 14 days it is, and it was not available the entire time, so nobody was able to do it. Raids were available, however, there was not enough people playing it, so I couldn't go in the raid to test this stuff out, unfortunately. Only thing we could really do is the, just the heroic dungeons, but I think they should, got some risk. Yeah, it's really not, hold on a second. Anyway, let's get back to what I was saying. Yeah, it's really not feasible for Blizzard to release this stuff on the PTR in this kind of state, because we have like DCs like the last 2-3 days or so, and it hasn't really helped the testing at all. So people who wanted to test this stuff getting DC'd, and I think the last 2 days, I think for the first week or so, people were getting DC'd a lot. So yeah, not a very good environment to test your stuff, Blizzard, if you're gonna keep DCing people. I know there was a race to Warforce going on with Gamescom and stuff like that, but Alright, let me go ahead and pop the Twisted Crusade ability. And here's what it does. It's going to summon a Dreadlord. And what it does, it's going to follow you around, actually. And watch this. It's going to rain Fell Meteors. There it goes. Those are my Fell Meteors over here. And they are doing a lot of damage. How much damage are they doing? Yeah, Rain of Chaos. That's what it's called. Rain of Chaos. And yeah, pretty good damage overall. And let's just, play around with it. Let's get the remix time. Just to lower all our cooldowns, and then when this guy's dead, I'm gonna switch over to, oh snap! Oh, look at that memento of what is this? Memento of Epoch Legends. Oh, that's just yeah. These things are just artifact weapon upgrades. Not a huge deal. And yeah, you can drop the rings that also give you like ranks up to 3 ranks on epic, 1 for rare, no, 1 for green, 2 for blue, 3 for epics. So the ranks in accordance with that. Alright, so I'm going to switch my artifact weapon to the next one. Wait, why am I in combat? Oh, the light one's pretty cool. I'm going to show you guys the light one. Alright, here we go. And I'll show you guys the other two like after the video. Okay. Now the light one's pretty much what it expects, just a laser beam. So Light's Judgment over here. So at the max rank, it actually turns into another ability. I think 2 of these abilities on the artifact tree turns into another ability at max rank if you can research it that far. Like I said, I'm sorry. It's just, I'm level 51. I tried my best to get to the max level, but the leveling process is insanely long compared to Mod Remix. If this was Mod Remix, I would already be level like 80 in 4 hours. But for some reason, Blizzard thought it'd be a good idea not to, you know, increase the leveling and stuff like that. Okay, so that is the Light's Judgment. You can see that beam of light. Oh man, he's too big. Oh, whatever. Blizzard. I can't see my pretty light. It's just basically a beam of light that shines down, and it does insane damage. See, Vindicator's Judgment over here. Crazy damage. And at max level, this just gets better and better. So yeah, that is the dungeon. I have Shara. Well, as soon as we get out of here, I can just show you guys the other stuff. All right. Okay. Very nice, very nice. Good job, guys. Good job, guys. Okay, Cache of Infinite Power. Let's open that. Oh, Leer of the Unknown Depths. Okay, this one is pretty cool. If you like replace it. Okay, so the Leer of the Unknown Depths. That one's pretty cool. No, not over here. So some of these artifact weapons are actually pretty neat. Bronze is a currency in here that doesn't upgrade any of your stuff. It's just like passive currency to buy things. So let me show you what you can buy. So stuff like that. You know how in like Mr. Pandera Remix you can get the Gyros shoulders, or you can get the Siphonium Maker, Tayshalak, and Xavier's shoulders. And it's the same way you get the Gyros shoulders. You gotta go kill Gyros, collect some of his unique currency, get a bunch of those, and then just buy it. So yeah, pretty cool. Also, the class months are pretty neat too. The class months over here. Let me see here. You can buy every single class mount, even though you don't have an alt to level up to level 80, just as long as you can afford them. And then when you want to, you know, use them, you have to be on that class, obviously, to use them. So pretty cool. Oh, actually got some more caches. All right. Oh, there it is. Artifactum Sand. So see, I got lucky there. And see, my weapon is 249. This is the only way I can upgrade them. And this, like I said, drops from random sources. Questing, drops, dungeons, raids, anywhere. Okay, so it goes 249. Now it's 254. So it went up like 500 or 600 levels. So pretty neat. Okay. There's one thing I do want to show you. Yeah, like the rest of them. Like the Light's Judgment. This one's pretty cool too. Yeah, there we go. This one's pretty neat. If you're arranged. Oh, wait a second. I can get more. Oh, well. That's the max I can get. If you're ranged, you actually like this one. You can cast while moving when you're using this the Tempest Wrath. So both of these will enable you to cast while moving. If you're melee, you probably take Storm Surger. Brewing Storm is probably like if you're Distro or something, you have to like, well, actually no. If you stand still. So, but you're moving, so I don't know why. It's contradictory. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the Storm Surger, this Tempest Wrath one. Let me show you guys. I'm gonna do it on this dummy over here, and this is what it looks like. And it's just lightning. It's basically just Tempest every 2 seconds until this goes away. And it does a lot of damage actually. It's like my top damage right now. Alright, so let me show you guys the next one. Oh, this one's buggy. I don't want to show you guys this here because no, come on. I have to go to like an area. Wait, actually, while we're doing that, let me show you the heroic stuff. This is the heroic console of Infinite Chaos. When you come in here to the Infinite Bazaar, which is like right here on Dalaran. Actually, well, it doesn't even show. It's like, wait, Dalaran's right there. You come over here. You activate it. No, it takes a while. Okay, activate it, and then everything turns green. Spooky. Alright. Alright, let's go down. Okay. After a while, you're going to have this buff called Heroic World Tier. And what it's going to do is make everything harder. Apparently makes everything harder, but for me, I haven't really noticed like a difficulty change or anything like that. Let me just go somewhere where I can like kill mobs and stuff. Okay, come on, let's go. All right, it's gonna wander around here somewhere. Maybe there's like a bunch of mobs. In the meantime, I'm gonna learn this one's pretty cool. Okay, just the max that you can get. That's a little bit annoying too. Alright, so over here we got a bunch of mobs. Let's see what this does. Alright, so with the Naren's Everdis, this is what it does. You see these mobs over here? This is the Heroic World Tier. These guys have affixes, so this one's Engorged, so it explodes on death. Health increased by 10%. And then this thing called Fill Razor. Damage and health increased by 40%. This guy has a, yeah. These affixes are pretty cool. Alright. So they don't die as easy, but they're still pretty easy to kill. Because, you know, this is Legion Remix. Everything's easier to kill. So let me just show you what this does. All right, it puts a ball out, and what you do with this ball is a little different for all the other ones. You have to catch it, and when you catch it, it bounces back again, and when it comes back, you catch it one more time, it goes out again. Actually, did I get that? Yeah, that's what it does. So pretty cool. And then I think I'll show you guys the other ones. I want to see the Light's Judgment. The Light's Judgment didn't really get a good look. We didn't get a good look at that. So. All right, so there we go. And yeah, you have to go on your weapon each and every time to just kind of reset everything. Pretty annoying. And at the top right, you can see how many artifact power you have. Yes, it's called infinite power, but I'm gonna call it AP. This is Legion. Come on. All right, so we're gonna see the Lights Vindicator's Judgment. All right, over here. Yep, this is it. This is the one that we did on the Eye of Ashara boss. It's just a beam of light. And there we go. Legion Slayer. Ooh, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So everything works about the way you expect that it would work in the Mr. Pandaria remix, except there's no tinkers. Everything's just replaced by this. And some of the stuff that you can get from the artifact tree is in your jewelry. You can like get some of this stuff over here. I've seen it on here also. I don't think you ever see that capstone talents on there. I could be wrong, but like I said, I have not max level yet, so I don't really know. The scrolls are still back. You know, all this stuff that was in remix is back. Now, the one thing I don't like about the Legion remix is the what is this? Okay, whatever. I'll do it later. One thing I don't like about the Legion remix is your XP gain is way smaller than it was in Mr. Pandaria. It takes forever to level. In Mr. Pandaria, the remix, you get XP gains pretty much from everything you do. You just, you know, kill something, you get up to like 325% or something. Not in Legion remix. In Legion remix, you have to complete a zone. All the campaign quests in the zone, and you get 10%. 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, and the rare chance that you get like 1% of it from very, very rare drops. Extremely underwhelming to me. I don't think this should be the case. Blizzard probably should look into it. Yes, there's no Mage Tower. Yeah, that doesn't exist here. I don't know actually. I don't know. Broken Shore is not up. Broken Shore is not even out yet, so I don't know if the Mage Tower is even in. But yeah. I just wanted to show you guys something really cool, really quick. Just a remix and my thoughts on it initially. Now, like I said, this is the first iteration. I haven't done the Mythic Plus because, you know, it's not available. Raids is impossible to get into. There's not enough people. All I can show you is the stuff that I have currently went through. My experience so far, honestly, in my opinion, well, also you have to, you know, yeah, I guess this is just obvious though. Yeah, just obvious stuff from the last remix. I think this is going to be a really fun event. I think Blizzard is kind of like... oh, yeah, you also have the Nosmus voucher, so we're going to do that. I think Blizzard is going to like phase this into 3 phases, like Broken Shore, August, and then at the very end, it's like... Well, at the end is August, right? I don't remember. Either way. Alright, let me just turn Heroic World Tier off. I would only recommend doing Heroic World Tier with your max level, because everything that's an upgrade to you while leveling just gets replaced instantly. So... yeah, I can see this being very fun. Just Blizzard needs to do some adjustments to it. For example, the XP gain is brutal. It's just not fun to level very much. Some of the artifact abilities are pretty fun. It's just a little mundane, I think. I think the Mr. Pandaria ones are more fun to me. And then, yeah, there's no frog farm. Everything's a farm. So however much you kill is what upgrades you're going to get. And really, there's not too much to complain about besides really just those. Yeah, well, and that and the artifact power grind is insane. Like, it takes forever. I mean, maybe that's just me, but yeah, the capstone thing, the limits unbound thing, this really should be more. At least according to the people I've talked to that are level 80, they've already done this stuff. At max level, you get like 30,000 main stat just from gear, not anywhere else, just from gear. And this is apparently increasing it by like 100 each time you purchase it, and it costs 10,000. Now I don't know how much AP you get at the very end. Maybe it's a lot more than what you do while leveling, but that's really, really small compared to what you have to do. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of work on, I think, but I think this is gonna be a fun event. Either way, that's all for me today. Thanks for watching, guys. I know it's a little bit boring. All that was cover dungeon, but you know, not much to talk about for Legion Remix. It's still early on in the phases, but we'll see what Blizzard does. Hopefully this things does get a little bit more interesting. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time. Make sure to like and subscribe, please. Thank you. Aim for 1,000 subs. Bye bye.